Hey everyone, welcome back. This is a review of Tokyo ESP, episode 5. Okay, so this week's episode of Tokyo ESP. Like I've said before, I'm kind of split on whether I think the series is good or not. Like, it's one of those rare occasions where there's 5 episodes out, yet I still don't know if I actually like it or not. Like, it's okay so far, but it hasn't really reached... It's not really great yet, I don't think, though. But this episode I did think was pretty good. Like, we learned the professor is basically Two-Face. He doesn't call himself that because of obvious copyright issues, but he's basically Two-Face, okay? Well, in terms of looks, anyways, Two-Face's power is basically that he's able to, if I remember correctly, he's able to basically impersonate anyone he wants to. Just like that, basically. But... the professor's powers in this episode is he's able to put illusions into people's minds. And all the sensations in those illusions, meaning all of the sensations of the 5 senses, seem like they're perfectly real, but they're not. Actually not. Makes me wonder if he gave someone the illusion that they're having sex with someone and they enjoyed it, would they forget about that pleasure afterwards? Anyways, though. So yeah, it's pretty interesting power, and like that, the end of the episode though, with the whole thing with Kyotaro and Kyotaro basically ripping his hand from the sword in order to try to save Rinka. That was hardcore. Like, not the most hardcore thing I've ever seen, obviously, but that was still pretty fucking hardcore. Like, I didn't expect that level of violence in Tokyo ESP. Like, I didn't know what to think first going into it, but after a few episodes passed, especially to episode 4, I didn't expect that level of violence in there. Again, it's not hardcore violence, but it's still a lot more than I expected going off the previous 4 episodes. So I actually really enjoyed that, and god damn, that must have fucking hurt. Because seriously, Minami, like, stabbed him, okay? In the hand, and in order to save Rinka, he ripped his fucking hand away from the sword. They're basically ripping it up, the blood going all down him, and oh man, it looks so fucking awesome, and painful at the same time. But anyways, though, aside from that, though, I have a theory here, because first off, Kyotaro thinks that Minami's being controlled by the professor. Now, I really hope this isn't it, or I really hope that's not true. And my reasoning for this is simply because I'm a really big fan of villains that are villains because they choose to be villains and have justifiable reasons for doing what they're doing. We don't really know for sure what their reasons for doing what they're doing are yet, though. But I'm a really big fan of that. So I really hope that she's not being controlled by him. However, my theory is that if she is, could it be possible the professor actually is able to control people with these illusions? Because he can give them an eternal illusion that they're loyal to him, and it'll actually effectively count as mind control. That's actually really interesting that I just thought of. A really interesting thing that I just thought of right there, so I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this episode. The derp spaces are still on the characters. In fact, they're starting to be on a lot of male characters now, when originally it was only the female characters. At least in terms of Kyotaro and the professor, god damn it. And also the animation isn't that great, okay? It's really not. But it's not the worst I've ever seen, but it's not the greatest either. It's kind of in between, I think. So anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.